Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on. Jack Grealish found it really difficult at first to get into the team, upped his work rate, upped his output, his expectancy of what he could give to the team, and now it's almost like he had a little bit of a lull, a few injuries. It might have affected his work rate a little bit or what he can do. And the manager's come out and said, no, I need a bit more from him. It's as simple as that. It's Jack Grealish we're talking about, a world-class footballer, proper footballer, yeah? I know, yeah. World-class? Is he world-class? Is Jack Grealish world-class?
I'd say he's getting that way.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's a really funny one with Jack. He's gone there and he's won a lot. He won the treble last year. There's part of me that thinks, I don't know, it almost in my head, it feels like it's a waste.
I want to see him at Villa again, ripping it.
I want to see him a little bit like, Ross Barkley we were talking about. I want to see Jack Grealish being the absolute fulcrum of the attack.
Yeah, the star.
The star of the show for a Villa every week, but he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You're
never going to see that with him playing under Pep Guardiola.
Would you like to see that, Tubes?
What?
Or do you?
I love to watch. I used to love watching Jack Grealish.
Do you not anymore?
I'm pleased for him because he's winning stuff, and you can see he was like not down and out, but he wasn't getting a sniff. You're thinking, oh, not another one that's going to come in.
Yeah, poor lad.
And go back out, and he's proper grafted, isn't he? But he's not the same player as he was at Villa.
No, he's not. He's not allowed to be.
He's a free spirit. No, exactly. You're not allowed.
Not allowed to be.
At Villa, he's like, just go anywhere. Like Eden Hazard at Chelsea. Yeah. They don't really expect you to defend Eden. Just go and, like you just said,
win us the game.
Win us the game. That's what Jack used to do. I used
Jack
to love
works
that.
really hard though, because he wouldn't be in Pep's team if he.
That's what I mean. But he's had to fit into a system that Pep, you stay there. Don't start coming drifting in trying to get the ball unless he moves there like that. Like we just said.
Would Jack Grealish start for every other Premier League team?
Yes.
Every other Premier League team? I think he probably would.
He probably would,
I think he'd probably
100%.
start for Liverpool,
100%.
For Liverpool,
what do you
think?
think?
Arsenal, I think so, yeah. I think so.
I think he would.
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I just want to see him because this is, I think, with English football, when a player's really good, they obviously go to the biggest team.
Yeah.
But then I miss those days, like you said, of Matt Letizia, of being, them having star players.
Yeah. Prime example is Joe Cole.
Oh, yeah, just a wizard.
Super Joey Cole at West Ham was like, he used to, on Soccer AM, he used to do Showboat. He used to be started. He was the opening titles. He was on it every week. Then Mourinho got hold of him at Chelsea. It was like...
Changed him.
Yeah. And he wasn't that doing the flicks.
No.
It's a shame, but then Joe Cole's going to look back and go, well, I won that.
Do you know what it is, though? It's because teams have proven now that to win titles, you have to have discipline in the team.
Yes.
To actually win a title, whatever it is, World Cup, it could be FA Cup, you have to have a bit of discipline in that team. And unfortunately, it's the flair players that are going to have to fall in line, aren't they? But it's a shame because you want to see that wizardry from them.
It changes who they are as a player.
Yeah, it does. Completely does. Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
When they're off the cuff and it's free and it's flowing, it's just like when they're 2-3-0 up, they can be that player.
Yeah.
But you don't get to play like that all the time.
Can you imagine Jack Grealish back at Villa or at Newcastle or Tottenham and go,
He's a
you
star
play
man.
Every week.
He's a star man.
And just seeing him like full flow because he is a hell of a player.
No.
Oh, he just literally rinsed people, didn't he? Like,
yeah.
Great
all right, then. Well, let's talk about someone England again. Jared Bowen.
Oh, is
Jared Bowen going to miss out on the Euros?
Possibly. Yeah, probably. Probably.
He's got some stiff competition in those areas.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because he's on flames.
He's a great player as well. And again, talking about work rate and discipline and somebody who'll give you everything they've got. That's Jared Bowen in a nutshell. He's just scored a hat-trick against Brentford the other night.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
And he's brilliant. He is brilliant.
But it doesn't seem like Southgate fancies him.
No, it doesn't. It's another one of them who you just worry that there's going to be... You look at the likes of Ollie Watkins. I think he'd take Ollie Watkins ahead of him, wouldn't he?
Well, this is the point I was going to ask. So Jared, obviously this is filmed last week, so it's a few days old, but he scored like 14 in 25 this season in the Premier League. So this is striker stats.
Yeah.
He's been playing as a striker.
Yeah.
Is he now a striker? Is he a right winger? Or as England like to take utility players? So in those wide positions, he's up against Saka, Gordon, Rashford, Sterling, Grealish, Foden. As a striker, he's up against Kane, Watkins, Toney.
Possibly Callum Wilson.
Callum
with injury,
Wilson.
I doubt it, yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal player, Jared Bowen, and I feel really sorry for him.
I don't think he's getting in ahead of any of those wide players.
I bet he wishes he had a Scottish grandmother.
Yeah, they're kind of, they're more famous names almost. They're bigger players playing for bigger teams. And then when you look at that forward line, I think he'll take Ivan Toney. I think he'll take Ivan Toney because
do you think he will?
I do think he will, because he offers something a bit different to what the others offer.
Obviously, my mate Hazard's number one.
Yeah.
Behind him, we're agreed Ollie Watkins is the second guy.
It looked that way on previous selections, yeah.
Okay, and then we're talking Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney, yeah. Because like I say, he can get hold of the ball. I was watching the other night, to be fair. The amount of balls that they would shell forward onto Ivan Toney, and he would just hold his man off.
Mate, he's
strong.
He is
really strong. Hold him off, like, boom, and just give it a little chest into space for a player. I was thinking,
Yeah, and it looks like he's off as well. It looks like he's leaving Brentford. I think it's been made pretty clear that that's what's happening.
Oh, he said he's going, isn't he?
Yeah,
They've just signed a replacement, haven't they?
So he's off. Arsenal, I think he will.
Apparently,
I think he'll go Arsenal.
Well, something's
I'd
lined
love
up.
I'd love to see how well he does. I think he's going to do extremely well.
Yeah, he will do well, yeah.
Better players. Like, I just think he seems so calm and so cool, and he knows he's shit hot. Do you know what I mean? He's got so much confidence. I think he could be a real, next season, like, you'd be like, wow.
I was online the other day reading about it, Tubes, and somebody, I don't know him, never met him, what do I know? But someone suggested that he's not the type of character that Mikel Arteta would sign.
Oh,
like and I did think, I don't know. And I thought, interesting. Because he has had his moments over the years when he's been outspoken or had to apologise a couple of times to Brentford fans.
Yeah.
But it did get me thinking. What's your thoughts
That's
on it?
always off the pitch stuff. I don't think I've ever seen anything on the pitch to worry me about Ivan Toney.
What about Arsenal players? Have there been stuff off the pitch for Arsenal players?
Not really. Ooh. No, you don't get many, do you?
Like, when was the last time you saw something at all negative about an Arsenal player?
You don't get many. You don't get many, to be fair. But let's just assume that he is going to be Arsenal. I think everybody needs to understand that when Ivan Toney comes out and says what he said about his contract, and the managers come out, Thomas Frank has said about, well, I think we all know that Ivan is going to be moving or leaving. That tells you basically that somebody has already spoken to Ivan Toney. Yeah, I think football fans out there need to not be so naive to the fact to think that it's undecided.
He's off.
It's not undecided yet. You know, he could still sign a new contract and blah blah. And yeah, for sure, he could still sign a new contract if that move fell through and it was a miracle and they offered him 150 grand a week or something like that. But it's not going to happen. He is going to get a move in the summer to possibly the Arsenal.
Okay,
I'd love him at Chelsea.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.